We're here with Slator co-founder and managing director Florian Faes. Florian, Slator is the leading provider of news and resources to the language service industry. You've also just launched the Language Service Provider Index. What are some of the key findings from the LSPI?
Well, first, really happy that we were able to launch it, the LSPI, and the key findings are that the market is still growing overall. I think we're seeing, around 10+% growth in the overall market when we're looking at the top 30, top 40 providers. There's pockets that are growing faster. For example, we have media localization that's been talked about quite a lot recently. That's been growing a lot faster. You have some of the traditional LSPs like TransPerfect that are growing extremely fast. In fact, I mean, percentage-wise, 11-12%, I believe, but in terms of absolute numbers, they're adding $60 million to their revenue line in just 1 year. So that's very strong. And then you also see a lot of M&A activity. So you see that the vendors that do a lot of deals are obviously growing a lot faster, right? Like Keywords, Technisys, that are growing substantially faster in the market.
So you've mentioned M&A as an accelerator of growth, but also media localization growing quite fast. Besides media localization, what other segments are growing rapidly?
I'm not sure about rapidly, but we're seeing is good growth in, for example, remote interpretation. You see some of the providers there adding, double-digit growth. You also have gaming that's growing strongly, and for example, new markets like the remote interpretation space with some of the tech startups that are creating new markets in that space. So those are some very interesting industries and verticals that are growing, in addition to the more traditional ones like life sciences that have been going strong for a decade now.
Okay, excellent. Slator has also recently released its own neuromachine translation report. What impact are you seeing with neuromachine translation on LSP pricing models and their productivity?
Yeah, first, really happy that we launched that report. It was extremely popular. And the impact is very clear. Prices are going to drop substantially. We're seeing first signs that freelancers and LSPs are cutting prices by up to 50%. And I'm not taking this number lightly. I've actually have some concrete examples of those price movements happening. Secondly, on the productivity side, well, everybody's getting a lot more productive, a lot faster. So we're seeing some of these improvements now filtering into the supply chain from the many neural engines that are now out there and have been launched over the past 12 to 18 months.
Excellent. We look forward to updates on the report.
Sure, will do.